Every successful research project follows these three crucial steps. In this video, I'm going to show three very powerful tips that will change your research game. 1. In-depth comparison of Perplexity and Google Deep Research for data curation. Results will surprise you. 2. Load hundreds of links into NotebookLM automatically from these two tools. 3. Turn research from NotebookLM into professional presentations in minutes. Let's talk about the first and honestly, the most challenging step: data curation. Think of it as building your research foundation. You're hunting down websites, documents, and videos, basically assembling all the pieces of your research puzzle. The truth is, NotebookLM is incredibly powerful, but it's only as good as the sources you feed it. That's why we need to get this first step right, but same time, very time-consuming. Next up is the brainstorming and content production phase. This is where you'll be diving deep with targeted questions, transforming and crafting content. The final step is turning all that research output into something beautiful and professional. Whether you're creating Google Docs, slides, video scripts, or important emails, this is where everything comes together into a polished final product. So, in this part 1 video, we will take a real-world use case, walk through this workflow, and along the way, we'll learn these tools one at a time. I'm not here to sell you on any particular tool. Instead, I'll show you the strengths and limitations of each one, so you can choose the right tool for your specific research needs. Let's get started. The research problem we are going to tackle today is preparing an AI fintech investment memo. In simple terms, imagine you want to build an AI-powered financial advisor app and you are preparing a pitch deck for your investors. For any research, the first step is to create a simple research framework and stick to it. So, let's not jump into NotebookLM straight away. Instead, I'm going to use Claude, though ChatGPT works great too, to lay the groundwork. I'll simply tell it we're building an AI-powered financial advisor app and need a research assistant to evaluate this idea. Look at this. Claude gives us a goldmine of evaluation points. We've got everything from market size and total addressable market analysis to competitive landscape. It doesn't stop there. It covers user research, regulatory concerns, technical feasibility, revenue models, and even dives into development costs and risk assessments. Talk about comprehensiveness. Moving on to the next step, NotebookLM is like a brilliant analyst, but it needs quality data to work its magic. So do you want to start Googling for all the relevant websites yourself? Of course not. What's the point of being my subscriber, right? Here's a better method. We'll use AI-powered search engines to gather high-quality materials that we can feed into NotebookLM. Think of it as building your research dream team. We'll use both Perplexity and Google Deep Research. And I'll show you exactly when to use each one, or you could even combine the power of all. Watch what happens when I give Perplexity our research checklist. It's not just searching, it's actually understanding our needs and hunting down relevant information across multiple websites. For our AI fintech project, it searched through 128 websites and compiled its research. Quick note though, while Perplexity promises source citations, they sometimes vanish in the final summary. Keep that in mind. Now let's switch gears to Google Deep Research. It's not designed to be your typical AI search engine. Instead of just skimming the surface, it does what a dedicated human researcher would do. So when it finds a web page, it doesn't just grab the information and move on. If it spots something it needs to understand better, it actually digs deeper, following links within the page, finding related sources, really getting to the bottom of things. Let me show you how it works with our AI fintech project. I'm giving the exact same prompt I gave to Perplexity to begin with. First, it presents a step-by-step research plan. You can actually review and adjust this before it starts. Brilliant, right? It actually takes much longer than Perplexity. In the end, it comes back with a detailed report that can be immediately exported to Google Docs. Remember, we are not necessarily going to rely on the research done by these tools, and these tools fundamentally lack the human smarts when it comes to detailed research, even though the models keep improving. Our goal is to jumpstart our research in NotebookLM using these web sources these tools found, and we do the research using Notebook manually. But if you know me well, I'm all about going deeper into these tools, not just the surface level. That's how I bring unique value to you all. So, let's take a look at the research both tools did. First thing stands out immediately is that it researched 86 web sources versus Perplexity went to 128 sources. So, I'm not 100% sure who is doing deep research here. Next, let's look at the research output. Deep Research did not document the research for all topics we asked for, while Perplexity did it beautifully. Another point to Perplexity. Next, let's take a quick look at the research it did for market size and opportunity. Looking at Google's output, one thing immediately stands out is it's looking at data from 2022 and 2023. That's going to be really bad for a research project like this. Second thing, I feel that Perplexity is staying very focused on the subject of AI-powered financial advisor, while Google tends deviate a bit and start referring to broader financial advisory market. While it's critical to look at broader market, it needs to be able to link that back to the subject, but I see it missing in the Google Deep Research output. Last, Google Deep Research is part of the paid subscription, while you can use basic AI search in Perplexity for free with some limited queries. So, priced around $20 a month for both services, Perplexity seems to be faster, goes wider and deeper even without that Deep Research label. Does that surprise you? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to learn. There are many other options we'll dive into in our future videos. Bing Copilot, ChatGPT with web search, Storm developed by Stanford University, etc. Now that we have 128 sources from Perplexity and 86 sources from Deep Research, it's totally up to you if you want to prune them or directly take all of them to NotebookLM. So, can we start copying all these 220 links and start creating sources in NotebookLM manually? Of course not. What's the point of being my subscriber, right? If you remember the extension I recommended in my last video, WebSync Full Site Importer for NotebookLM. It may not work for all the websites, but I have been chatting with the developer Dan Julius offline on this feature, and he already added support to import all links from Google Deep Research. So now in a click of a button, you will be able to create hundreds of sources into your notebook using these links from Google Deep Research. Big shout out to Dan for developing this amazing extension. Please do leave reviews for him and reach out using the feedback form if you have questions. For Perplexity though, these links are stored differently, and extension doesn't support it yet. It requires 2 steps, but definitely not creating 128 sources manually. First step, we'll use an extension called Link Grabber, a handy Chrome extension you can find in the web store. Once installed, open the Perplexity results page, expand the sources section and click on the extension to grab all those valuable links into a neat list. Now you can copy these into a text file. Quick tip: when you save these to a text file, you might want to clean out some Perplexity pages before importing them to NotebookLM. Second step, we will move on to Dan's extension, WebSync Full Site Importer for NotebookLM. Upload the text file with all the links you saved. Boom, you got all sources created. For those new to this tool, I've got a detailed video linked above you'll definitely want to check out. Back to NotebookLM. Let's use all these sources to do our research. It's a good time to also upload any other material you may have that contributes to your research. A good rule of thumb is to do your research in smaller chunks so that the AI stays accurate and avoids hallucinations. For us, we can start only with market size and opportunity analysis. Though we have tons of different sources, we can't blindly trust all of them. Same time, there might be some hidden data points we want to use. We want to focus our research with pointed questions and start gathering the information and fact-checking along the way. Sometimes it's okay to have open-ended questions to widen the net as well. But in the end, we are saving those interesting responses as notes, from a wide range of sources to curated sets of notes. Once we have enough notes for this topic, we can move on to the next topic one at a time. But remember all the confusions we saw with Google's Deep Research using 2022 and 2023 data? That's what we want to avoid while we are doing our own research using NotebookLM. Here I have completed my research for all the topics and saved my notes across the board. This way you know for sure that the final output contains the facts you double-checked, not from random websites that Google or Perplexity pulled. Now for the final step, creating our pitch deck. I'm asking NotebookLM to create 8 focused slides with clear bullet points. But here's the clever part. I'm also having it put all our detailed research into the speaker notes. This way, we not only have the summarized slides, but also the speaker notes with all the details and references needed to present. Let's move on to creating our investor memo presentation. I further asked NotebookLM to make the slide text concise, as you can see. Let's grab that and head over to Gamma AI to create our presentation. Gamma offers 3 powerful ways to create presentations. First, there's the paste in text option. Perfect for when you have your own outline or text ready to go. That's what we'll be using today. Second, there's the generate option. Just provide your prompts, specify how many slides you want, set some basic configurations, and Gamma will generate the content for you. Third, there's the import option. Great for converting existing PowerPoints, Word docs, Google Slides, or even websites and blogs into presentations. Since we've already done our research and have our slide text ready, we'll choose Paste in Text. We want to preserve all that valuable research we've done with NotebookLM. Once we pasted the text, we have Gamma automatically split the text into multiple slides or cards. There you go, it detected 8 cards, let's keep moving. Now here's where we can fine-tune our presentation. Let me show you the key settings. First, text content. You have 3 options: generate new text, condense existing text, or preserve what you have. Since we've already crafted our content carefully in NotebookLM, we'll choose preserve. If we choose to generate or concise, then you also have option to decide how busy the slide should be by choosing max text per card. Next is image setting. You can choose between AI-generated images, web images, or stock photos. There's also an automatic option where Gamma selects the best source based on your content. For our presentation, let's use AI-generated images. If you're using this option, you can provide additional context to guide the image generation. If you have a paid subscription, you'll get access to advanced image models for even better results. Let's talk about slide styles for a moment. While Gamma offers a default fluid style that adapts to your content, we're going with the traditional style. Why? Because it's more compatible if we need to export to PowerPoint or Google Slides later. Next up is choosing our presentation theme. While you can always change this later, let's pick a default theme to start with and keep moving. Now watch this. Gamma transforms our content into a professional presentation in seconds. But we're not done yet. Let's make it even better. First, let's update the layout. I prefer having images on the right side, so let's apply this layout to all our slides. Here's where Gamma really shines with its AI features. These are in 2 categories. 1. You could adjust the text by making them longer, shorter, and simpler, etc. 2. Change card layout, setting, and images. While you can't always apply changes across the entire deck automatically, you can always return to the main prompt and regenerate everything if needed. I also like the dark theme, so I'm going to pick one from the theme setting. Let's generate some fresh images for our key slides. Notice how Gamma maintains visual consistency with our chosen theme. And there you have it. We've transformed our research into a professional, visually appealing presentation while preserving all our careful work from NotebookLM. Last thing before we go, here is where you can also add the speaker notes NotebookLM generated, very handy for our investor presentation.